Today we are going to be speaking about habit stacking. It's very timely because we are only a couple days away from Boston Marathon. If you are listening to this podcast and not watching this podcast, you'll see that I am laying in my bed with my Therabody compression boots on, doing a podcast. It's like the ultimate real-time habit stack. What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Keegan and Company podcast. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Keegan Hipgrave. I'm a former professional rugby league player, now psychology student and host of the Keegan and Company podcast. Typically, we have conversations with athletes, academics, and professionals about, what truly makes them happy, what challenges and struggles have they overcome, and what are the key takeaways that we can take and we can implement into our own life. We've recently launched this Psychology of series where we kind of bring in evidence, literature, concepts, themes, again, that we can take away and we can implement into our own life. Today, I want to talk to you about the psychology of habit stacking. I think habit stacking has been something that I've definitely done, probably something that we've all done without realizing. When you pick up your phone and the first thing you do is like go to Instagram or go to TikTok, or you might have something in the microwave and you just automatically do the dishes. So interesting. There's actually some really great research behind why we do this and why habit stacking is so much easier to implement, especially when we want to implement new habits, when we want to implement new positive change and new positive habits that we want to implement into our own life. It is so much easier to stack them on top of an existing habit rather than starting from scratch. In this episode today, we'll talk about a few examples and why we do this. It's not going to be a long episode, but I think it is important to bring this awareness to us and how we can actually make those real life changes. We're not going to talk about starting a new habit today. I feel like that would be a whole psychology of episode in itself, but stacking habits and why it is so important. When I think of habits, I think of James Clear. I read James Clear's book a number of years ago. He's kind of brought process habits to the forefront of society and to the forefront of the internet. He wrote a book called Atomic Habits, which is actually an incredible read. New York Times bestseller. He's hosted masterclass. He's got some incredible TED Talks. Consume his content if you haven't already, or if you haven't heard of him. Additional research or additional homework or literature is a guy called Dr BJ Fogg, who wrote a book called Tiny Habits. He actually wrote that initially, and then James came on the top of it and started expanding on BJ Fogg's theory. Recovery is a huge part going into this Boston Marathon because we have London Marathon only 6 days afterwards. So we want to try and get our body nice and recovered. So I thought, okay, well, I can sit on the bed, I can do this for 10, 20 minutes, and then do the podcast episode about habit stacking. And it's actually super timely that we're doing it now. Life is just a game of momentum, and we want to pick the ladder. We want to pick the positive options. We want to pick the things that are going to make our lives healthy and rich and successful. And I think if we can include the positive habits rather than the negative ones, or get rid of the negative ones, I think our lives will be so much more happier. So let's get into it. Existing habits, they are so deeply ingrained into our neurological pathways. We just do it. We just do these things without even thinking about it. Think about, like, you might have been biting your nails, or you might have been scrolling on social media, or you might be doing random things, good habits or bad habits. The neurological pathways, it's all the same. And our brain executes them with not much friction, really. So when we want to attach a new behavior to one of those pathways, we actually borrow the momentum from the existing habits that carries on to the new one. For me, I really want to get better at writing. Well, I want to get better at articulating my thoughts. That's a priority for me at the minute. It's a big reason why we're doing this Psychology of series, to be honest. It's great learning. And I had a conversation with a mentor recently, and I was telling her this. I said, I want to get better at writing. I want to get better at articulating my thoughts. But the act of writing, there's this barrier to entry. I'm having a lot of trouble, like, sitting down and reading and writing for 30 minutes. And I said, well, what can I do? And she said, the first thing you can do is, like, have a 30-minute timer and then give yourself 30 minutes. And then after the 30 minutes, you've given your brain the option to walk away from the task. But if you're in a flow and your momentum to just keep going, so, okay, great. Where can I do that in my day? We've got this project to run all the major marathons in the world this year. Running and training takes up a big part of my day. Recovery, saunas, ice baths, compression boots takes up another big part of my day. And I was like, oh, well, I love sitting in my compression boots. It's actually really great form of recovery. I can set a 30-minute timer on them. Why don't I just write while I'm in my boots? I'm not looking at my phone. I'm not looking at Instagram. I'm not looking at my emails. I'm not looking at any other work. So I've made this decision that every time I sit in my Therabody compression boots, I will write, and I'll write for 30 minutes. And it's actually been really beneficial. Typically, like, one of the first things I do when I wake up, I'll have a tea, I'll put my tea next to me, and then I can sit in my Therabody boots and I can write for 30 minutes. And what's really cool about the boots is that when I set the 30-minute timer, I'm actually not looking at the timer. So when the boots go off or deflate, I know that my 30 minutes is up. Another example is every time I go to the gym, I pull out my foam roller and I roll my back. My back actually cracks while I do it, which is really nice. But then I'll do my calves, I'll do my quads, I'll do my hamstrings. And I do that every time before going to the gym. It is just so ingrained. There is no friction. It is just seamless. If you want to attach a formula to it, it's after I do X, I will do Y. So after a habit you already do that's so seamless, that's so easy. It might be brushing your teeth. It might be getting into bed. It might be putting the kids down. It might be putting your shoes on before a run. It might be before a gym session. After I do X, then I will do Y. So after I do my workout, I will write in my journal. After I sit at my desk, then I'll do the most important task of the day. After I eat lunch, I will go for a 10-minute walk. After I get in my car, I will put on a podcast or Audible book. And you can do it for anything. Like, after I feel overwhelmed or anxious, I will go outside for 5 minutes. If you know that going outside for 5 minutes or going for an ocean swim or doing something like that is going to help your overall well-being, this is such a really easy way to slide into it and to get it done. Anyway, that's my rant for today, habit stacking. It is such a hack. It is honestly such a great life hack. And I think when you're way more aware of this stuff, it'll just slowly just flow into your day. Homework for you guys is to let us know what you've been doing. I think if you're hearing other examples of this, you probably start thinking, oh, well, this is something that I can implement. These are only just a very few examples, but let us know. Send us a message or put a comment in to let us know how you're habit stacking your day. If you've enjoyed this episode or if you've liked any of our other episodes, could I get you to hit that little subscribe button on wherever you listen to this podcast, whether it's Apple, Spotify, YouTube? It really does help us grow and have like really beautiful conversations. So thank you. Have a beautiful day.